Welcome back to part 2 of the Dillon Square Deal B press. We're going to talk about switching calibers from large pistol primers to the small pistol primers. We're going to switch from the 45 ACP and we're going to put the tool head in for the 40. So to begin, we have to remove the powder measure, which is this jewel right here that sits on top, and it holds the powder to feed your case. Now to do so, we have to remove the fail-safe bar, which is simply this bar that runs right here, and it returns it back to its original setting. So you just pull your retaining pin out. Be careful, it will snap up and get your finger. And we're going to set this bar right here out of the way. We was using Unique, and I've got my can of Unique right here. The next step is right here. You've got this Allen screw, set screw. We got to take that off in order to remove the powder. So we reach over and get our Allen key out of our accessory box. Okay. And I do believe I grabbed the wrong one. Here we go. You just simply loosen that up. And now you just lift your powder measure and set it to one side. In a moment, I'll empty that out since it won't be used for the 40. So now with that out of the way, we have to remove our tool head. And we have the replacement tool head for the 40 right here. So now this tool head takes the bigger Allen wrench. Let me take the camera off the base here and try to get you a better view of what I'm looking at. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, got the last screw out. Tool head just simply lifts off at that point. And then with this one, you just remove your powder expanding die, and we'll set this out of the way. Now, the special dies that comes with this press, since it does not take the standard reloading dies, they fit in these little holes. So basically you just reach in and push them up from the bottom. I can't do it with one hand, but anyways, here. There's one. That's the full length sizer. This is for the bullet seating. And this one is for the crimping. Let's clean them. Okay. So we'll start with this one. Die number 4. that goes into station number 4, number 3, and this one would have to be number 1. Okay. And as it simply goes, the tool head slides back over top. Now replace all 4 screws. Now we have that in place. We have to change out this shell plate. So let me grab the other shell plate and we'll show you how that's done. Okay, first we have to remove these indicator buttons. Which can be cumbersome. And set them off to one side. Then, simply with your fingernail, just lift up on this wire and swing it out of the way. There's a little nut in the center. Using your Allen wrench, you just want to loosen that up. Okay, now that I got that loose, simply just lift this up out of the way. Let's set it to one side. Grab the new one. Put the bolt back in the middle. Just line it up. And start it with your hand. And I'll just tighten that down. Now that I got that tightened down, go ahead and relower it. Slide this wire back into there. Now we are almost done and ready to put the powder measure back on. But first, we got to change from a large primer to a small primer. And this is how that's done. Go ahead and raise your ram all the way up. Now on the back of here, you got 1, 2, 3 bolts. And these are fairly quick to remove. So let me go ahead. There's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. Now you got to be careful, as this is under tension. So as you back your screws out, you'll notice that your primer system wants to back out with you. And there it is. Now, this part right here with the wheel is what we're wanting to remove. Now this is the small primer seater that we're going to be using. So what you want to do, best way I found to do it, is push this back, remove that spring to hold it, and then swing that. Here, let me show you one more time. Okay, pull that up just a little bit, swing it around, and come forward. Okay. And then this one, I bring it in from the side. And then simply hook the spring back up. And there you go. Now we're ready to reinstall this. To reinstall it is opposite of how we uninstalled it. Just line your holes up and slide it in. And then go back with your bolts. Okay, got our primer magazine tube back in place, got our tool head on, got our shell plate installed. All that's left to do is put our powder measure back on. It just slides over like so. Then you slide this back in. And tighten it down. Okay. Now you got these two levers. You need your fail-safe rod, which goes from this direction in. Line both levers up, run it through both holes. Replace your safety pin. Okay, it wasn't too bad, it only took a few seconds, so we'll take another one that has not been deprimed. We'll slide it into station 1. Okay. Rotates over, comes up. Powder measure is working now. It goes into 3. Of course, you do that to see the primer. Goes to bull seating die. Go to 4. Crimps. And ejects. So, there we go. Now all we got to do, put powder in the hopper, set it to the right charge, and we're ready to load 40s as it is. But I'm going to change it back to 45 because tonight I got a lot more rounds to load. I do want to show you this one extra feature of this. When you deprime, your primers will fall down through the hole there in number 1. Goes through the case into the hole. And it actually comes down a chute and drops into this little cup, which you slide out, and there be the primers. And you can empty them. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed this little series on this Dillon. My next video, I'll be at the range. I'm going to be breaking in a new handgun that I purchased. It's my Ruger SR9C for compact. I'm going to do a review on this as well. It's brand new. So I'm going to go to the range. We're going to shoot it probably about Wednesday. And the rounds that I just loaded, which I loaded some of these before I even started filming, we're going to shoot those out of my Taurus 1911. And we'll see how the day goes. Catch you on the flip side.